story of Liberia, Africa's only republic. It is a story of many chapters and moods, a story of people and the land that sustains them. It is also a story of American enterprise in the lush tropical jungles of West Africa. The story of Liberia is first the story of land, a segment of land by the immensity of the Earth's second largest continent. In 1822, a group of free American Negroes set out to colonize this land. It was not easy. In 1847, after a quarter century of struggle, sacrifice, and hardship, these colonizers and their children founded a new nation for free men. Its name, Liberia, means liberty. It did not take the colonizers long to discover that the land which they had chosen to settle was abundantly fertile. Plentiful sunlight and rainfall combine to create a climate that encourages growth. Food crops, timber, fibers, luscious fruits, and dense tropical vegetation. Another testament to the rich soil is the abundant floral growth. Bougainvillea, African moonflower, poinsettias, hibiscus, and a host of others. The story of Liberia is also a story of people, including 23 long-established tribes. Most of Liberia's tribespeople live in villages which are centers of community-owned farms. Self-sufficiency remains the keynote of tribal living, which is a way of life as well as a means of livelihood. Scenes like this housewife pounding and winnowing rice are everyday occurrences. Rice is the basic grain of the Liberian diet. Most Liberians are farmers. Their pattern of living is shaped by the land. These farmers are planting cassava, whose starchy roots are to Liberians what potatoes are to us. The African oil palm, one of the most important crops in the world today, supplies fats and gravy for the native diet and provides a valuable export. Fish are a delicacy. They abound in the coastal waters, and the tribal fishermen who catch them enjoy considerable prestige. Seining or trapping in freshwater pools for smaller fish and minnows is woman's work. Handicrafts such as weaving and mat making are done almost entirely by men. The cloth they weave has a wide variety of uses and is an important item of barter. Mat makers find the jungle an inexhaustible source of raffia and other fibers. A tribesman of outstanding importance is the blacksmith, whose portable anvil and goatskin bellows can be carried from village to village. A highly necessary application of native skills is house building. This is a community project with many villagers lending a hand. The materials for these circular huts, small logs, vines, mud thatch, are plentiful. The single all-purpose building tool is the cutlass. With the family and neighbors helping, these houses can be built in a single day at a cost of as little as $5. And now this house built in a day becomes a home. Carrying their possessions with them, the family moves in. And moving is very simple. You just walk in, put your belongings down, come out, act natural, and immediately feel very much at home. Community living, working and living together, comes quite naturally to Liberian tribespeople, whose traditional tribal palaver is the African equivalent of the American town meeting or public hearing. Strong young men are first-hand bearers of gifts and friendly commerce. Here, tribespeople have long realized that little can be accomplished unless one is able to get along with his neighbors and to share their problems and interests. This elemental spirit of democracy is colorfully in evidence at the native market, where daily many of the tribespeople gather to gossip, exchange news, and sell the product arms, looms, and workbenches. An attractive array of African peppers, the fruit of the African oil palm, Liberian citrus and sugarcane, dried minnows, hand-carved ivory, and a golden leopard pelt. Displays at the native market are skillfully arranged to present such typical native products as country cloth, home woven of wool or cotton, and used for clothing, bedding, and draperies. Next door to this market is the U.S. Trading Company, operated by Firestone to supply American-made products and brands at prices well below United States averages. Liberia is a land of contrast. Only a few miles from the native market is a scene as modern as tomorrow. A mighty airliner is landing at Roberts Field. Built by Firestone during World War II, this is one of the largest, most strategic land plane bases in the world. It is within 30 flight hours of New York. The energy of the age-old Farmington River has been harnessed to provide the power needed for Firestone's widespread industrial operations in Liberia. Modern homes on Firestone plantations. With a change of foliage, these might be scenes in the better suburbs of any American city. The base hospital, which serves one area of the far-spreading plantations. This modern clinic would do credit to any community. Almost within earshot of messages being sent by jungle drums are these Firestone radio towers beamed for North America. This Firestone golf course is enjoyed alike by the plantation staff and travelers and servicemen. But recreation must consider all tastes. Native rugby teams play a spirited game on a plantation's playfield. In workers' villages on the plantations, native music, games, and dances hold sway. A Liberian stilt dance. This is one of the more interesting of the acrobatic dances inherent to a great continent that is peopled with great dancers. Rhythm, balance, and poise are superbly proved. This traditional warrior's dance is another of Liberia's ever-colorful folk arts. It is an arduous recreation dedicated to the enjoyment of all, regardless of ages or skills. And it is as African as Africa itself. Here, as elsewhere, good recreation is companion to good work. Liberian workers in many fields are convincing proof of how far the nation has advanced. The basic reason for Liberia's advancement is a milky liquid called latex, the initial harvest of natural rubber. By means of this white liquid, Liberia has achieved a significant place in world commerce. The story of rubber in Liberia begins with the clearing of thousands of acres of tall forests and dense jungles. To fell these giant trees requires an army of men with axes. The jungle's cry of surrender is the deep-throated rumbling of big trees crashing to earth. By the thousands, the forest giants fall so that space may be provided for valuable and orderly forests of rubber trees. Elsewhere, men with strong arms and sharp cutlasses are forcing the dense, wiry, matted undergrowth to give up its long hold on the land. The clearing operation is both vast and noisy. The work is paced by the beat of native drums. Clearing is completed during the dry season when the felled jungle growth is burned. Often thousands of acres are cleared by a single fire. Armed with long bamboo torches, workmen set the fire systematically. Without careful planning and great caution, the fire could become a serious menace to life and property. Yet through the years, there have been almost no accidents. Impressive testimony to the know-how of these men. Smoke in the tropic sky comes to mean more land being made ready for more rubber.